Okay, this is the first video I've done talking. Let's give you a quick tour of the tanks. Come over here. This is one I've been working on for a couple of years, this line. They are TDBs, or your red fancy tigers. So you just saw a little fella. We still occasionally get some darker black colours coming through, but it's not very often these days. We're getting some nice patterns, and I'm just trying a few extras there. You can see a Mozilla red there, who's hopefully gonna give them a bit more depth in the body of the reds and the whites. Got a little golden snow down here as well. So I'm having a go. A few of them are coming up quite nice now. You can see there's quite a variation on patterns too. Got this little guy in here as well. So when he's a little bit bigger, I'll put him in a separate tank with a couple of the girls from here, and hopefully we'll get some nice solid colours out of them. You can see we're starting to get a bit of wine red sort of colour through them as well. So hopefully, a couple of more gens, we'll be getting some more solid colours. So I've got a bit of an algae issue at the moment. I've just put on up aqua lighting, and I've gone from having cheap strip LEDs to the new lights, so I've got to work on what lighting time I need and hopefully reduce a bit of the algae as well. But these dudes are going alright. Been a little bit slow the last month or so, but they're still doing quite well. So here's the mixed TBs. So we've got three little red bolt little guys that have come through in these a few drops ago. And they're all pretty young in here. There's a couple of nice females, and one eating down here at the moment though. So hopefully we'll start to see them pick up. They've been very slow this summer. So hopefully we'll start getting some of the quality that I had last year again. I'm just going to wait and see with these. There's another one of these little red bolts that have popped up. Don't get any other crystal red or black sort of colouring coming through. It's been a few years now. They were Michelins, had Michelin in them originally, but it's been 2.5, 3 years now. I've separated all the pandas out of there. I'm trying to, one of my little projects I'm going to start getting into soon. They'll nearly be breeding size. You can see a nice little focus one. A ruby back there. We get very few. You might get one in every 2 or 3 drops. You'll get a red through. It's not one of the strongest genes. The blue bolt's definitely what we get the majority of. So then we've got the Tangerine Tigers. So they're coming along really well. This girl's settled again. There's a few others. I never really liked these, but I got them for one of my projects, and I've kept them going now. But they're just absolutely beautiful, the colours. And then we got the red one here. It's part of my fire colony, and I've separated that one in a male, that bit darker red than the bright fire red you almost see. They're almost a bit Bloody Mary colour, but just to see what happens with a couple of generations, see what happens with them. It's got some nice solid legs, probably not as solid as it could be, but it's good. Then it's my little bonsai I'm working on at the moment. So you can see that's coming along quite well. It's due for another trim. It is getting a little bit of hair algae. You may be able to sort of see right in the middle there. But that's only been going since September, so it's come along really nice. some mini Pellia on it. And here we have some PRLs. So they're from a few, they were just PRL culls I got. And I've got 3 or 4 buried girls in there now. I've got 2 the original parents. I think I've got 5 or 6 of them to start with, but so hopefully we'll start selecting them and see what happens. Hopefully start getting some nice colours in the legs and some bit more of a solid white when we start selecting them a bit more. Here with bad lighting, this is one of the light tanks still waiting for some lights. So they are the Fancy Tigers, Black Puns, TDBs, whatever people like to call them. And then we'll come down here. We've got the Black Pintos. I've been working on these for a while. Hopefully they're going to start producing a few more now. There's a couple of female ones finally. I seem to get tons and tons of males of these through, and rarely any female Pintos, which is why there's female Mishlings still in there. It's been a bit frustrating for the last 18 months or so, but we'll get there eventually. So here is Bloody Marys and Orange Eye Tigers. So these guys will produce everything from the blondes you can see, light blues, blues, royal blues I guess you'd call them, all the way through to black. You can see a little nice one coming up there. They're due for me to get rid of some of the blondes. I'll try and keep the numbers down of the blondes. And yeah, Bloody Marys are beautiful shrimp. Yeah, there are a couple of buried ones, but they like to stay right up the back. So I've got all different size tanks. These are 2 foot long, and I've just got them facing sideways for these couple. For some of the large colonies, see through there as well. There's a bit of bits and bobs of moss and stuff through there. A few different ferns. And here, I've only got a few in here, so we've got these little orange Lilies. I had a few of them, but I've lost most of them now except for 3 or 4, but I've finally got one buried, so hopefully that'll start the colony off. The water's one system, so it's not ideal for the cherries. It's all for the TBs mainly, and the different little ones like that, so it all sits about 6.5, 6.6. And the TDS is around 150. I try and keep it at. See, she's only buried yesterday, that orange really. So these guys will go in a project I'm doing with the pandas there. I've got a tangerine golden crosses I want to put in here when I get a few females of them up. And I'll move these, they're all TBs, I'll move those blue bolts up to the TB tanks just to keep numbers in here, but you can see the algae going through. I think this is rose moss. It's a bit of a pain. So yeah, the lights are going to have to go soon. Then we've got this is about the only Sirius stone. It's about a 1300 litre system with some MC. Actually had some really bad blue-green algae along 3 of the tanks in my middle row, and I've recently bought a new air pump and I've increased it quite a lot, so it's pumping out a fair bit, but it's not a washing machine. So that seed that started to grow again, and then in the last couple of days it's almost all completely disappeared, which is nice. Anyway, this one is fire red cherries, Neocardinia, and also these little skunks here, which I've really grown to love. I always wanted to get skunk lines going, but I was never really huge on the reds, but now I've got them. They're just amazing. You can see here, there's some of the little ones. Haven't quite started to get any skunk yet. And they were with Pintos, these guys, red Pintos. And I split them, a pair of them, off just the skunk, and they've produced nothing. So I think the colony was quite new when it was mixed with Pinto, so I think I've got a couple of the ones that was hopefully still pure, but these are the results of them, all these little guys, which is nice. So hopefully we'll get quite a few, or all skunks as they grow, which I know will come as they mature a bit more. Female is, it'd be nice if she came down. She's got an absolute massive amount of, a few more little ones back there, huge amount of eggs she's got on her, just there on the top there, but she's not going to play the game today. So next we've got, these are just some yellow cherries, and my favourites, I love Pintos. I just want to have colony after colony of red spotted and black spotted. I'm going to actually move this black one back to the black Pinto tank. I was hoping I'd just get a few babies out to get it started, but I've got enough from the last few drops of the babies, you can see there. So, and there were no reds that dropped a couple of weeks ago after this one. So they're all going to the black Pinto. These were one of the parents, the spotted Pintos, but unfortunately they didn't work like that and give us any red ones. So there are some really nice little, focus on that. There we go. So there are some nice little bubs coming up. So we'll take out all, I think I'm just probably leaving all the spotted head red guys in here and getting rid of everything else, the rubies, the wines. There's a few baby zebras that have popped up too, so I'll get them out. I just want to have the strong spotted head genes in them, hopefully. So this is another little project I've been working on. We'll just have a quick look. So these are nearly, working on these a while now, but we're getting some beautiful little guys through. Hopefully we will get some, but these darker guys, they are a real blue. They're a deep blue. They're almost like a royal, blue, black, orange eye sort of colour, but with this striping and a bit of spotting on the heads as well, which is nice. And it's real fine spotting, so